Hi everyone, welcome back to Spratt STEM Academy, where we make and keep STEM easy. In today's video, we're going to talk about different parts of a chemical equation, which is pretty foundational knowledge that you want to have before you start balancing chemical equations. The 5 main parts to a chemical equation consist of the reactants, products, the arrow, coefficients, and subscripts. We'll first discuss reactants, which are the compounds and elements that are to the left of the arrow. These are the compounds and elements that are reacting to form the new products. In our example, we have 4Na plus O2 yields 2Na2O. The reactants would be 4Na and O2 since they are to the left of the arrow. Thus, our reactants are sodium and oxygen gas. Now let's discuss products, which are the compounds and elements that are to the right of the arrow. In our example, to the right of the arrow, we have 2Na2O. Let's quickly talk about the arrow that we see in chemical equations. The arrow is often referred to as yield and shows that a reaction is taking place. We'll now discuss coefficients, which are the big number that is on the leftmost side of each element. It's also important to note that if an element does not have an explicitly written coefficient, we assume that it is 1. These are important when balancing chemical equations, which will be discussed in another video. In our example, we're asked to find the coefficients of the reactants. We know that the reactants are 4Na and O2. Now let's figure out our coefficients. Look at the big number that is to the left side of each reactant. For Na, it's 4, and for O2, we see that there's nothing there, right? So that means we have to assume that its coefficient is 1. Now we can say that the coefficients are 4 and 1. Our last discussion is going to regard subscripts, which are the numbers that are at the bottom right of each element or compound. These come from a result of balancing charges on elements, which will be discussed later on. In our example, let's find the subscript of the O in the reactants. We remember that O2, the reactant, is on the left side of the arrow. Now, let's rewrite O2. The number that is at the bottom right is 2, which is our subscript. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope it helped. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more.